If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light.
They did around him. For the offensive side, now they got to continue hitting with runners on base. They did a fine job last week doing that.
And for UCLA.
For UCLA, adjusted new surrounding, it's often tough to come into Rainbow Stadium to play for the first time. And hitting consistency, they have to not try to hit the long ball here at this stadium. It's very difficult to hit the ball out, so they have to hit for power in the alleys, line drive type of authority.
And this is UCLA's first game on AstroTurf this season. The coaches tonight, Gary Adams, in his 18th year at UCLA, his 23rd year overall. At UCLA is 569 and 438. And Les Murakami, that's Les right there. Les is in his 22nd year with the Rainbows, 789 wins, 349 losses, closing in on that 800th career victory as coach of the Rainbows. The batting order for UCLA, David Roberts will start off in left field. Robert Hines at second base, transfer from Santa Clara University, and freshman All-America Adam Milhughes at shortstop. Michael Moore, who is all everything for UCLA, in center field. Ryan McGuire at first base, second team All-America. Tim Kubinski, the designated hitter. Sean Wills in right field, and Matt Schwenke doing the catching, and David Ravitz at third base. That batting order brought to you by Mauna Loa, all the goodness of Hawaii. Bill Blanchette on the mound for the Rainbows. Billy, 5'10", 175 pounds, senior from Honolulu. His second game in his second start, 1-0 with a 3.68 earned run average, 7 1/3 innings against Arizona. He walked 2 and he struck out 7. He gave up 10 hits and 5 runs, 3 of which were earned. This is the way the Rainbows will look defensively, and a little different. Harrison will start tonight as catcher just because Les Murakami wants to take a look at Harrison behind the plate. Craven gets the start at third because Billy's pitching. Duggar moves to first. Vollmer and Williams the same up the middle, and a very quick outfield of Rogers in left, Evans in center, and Harold Kabab is starting in right. The umpires, Mike Evans behind the plate, Greg Poole at first base, and Keith Howe at third base. Leading off is David Roberts for UCLA, and the first pitch over on the corner for a strike. UCLA 1-0. They defeated Cal State Fullerton on Tuesday before winging out across the Pacific. 3-2 was the final in that game. UCLA in 91 was 29 and 30 on the year. But despite the fact that they were under 500, 8 players were drafted. This is a very young team, only 2 seniors. They have outstanding speed and are expected to challenge the stolen base record of UCLA set in 1976, 125. There's call, strike 3. Billy Blanchette starts it off with that location.
He threw that nicely to the outside low part of the plate. I think when you look at this replay, you'll agree with me that David Roberts was looking for something else, but he got one right on the corner there. Good pitch.
Blanchette pitches with a certain degree of nonchalance. Here's Robert Hines, the second baseman. One thing that this ballpark is, it really favors the left-handed hitter, even though the wind is non-existent tonight, and that's quite a surprise, judging from the wind that blew through here this week. Pitch by Billy is inside. But you will notice that Les Murakami will start in this series 3 left-handed pitchers. That necessitates a right-handed batting order in opposition. And in order to punch it out of here, you've got to hit it over Big Blue to left. Usually that wind comes in from left field. 2-0 to Robert Hines out of Cerritos, California. 1 for 3 this season. That was in that Fullerton game on Tuesday. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out, top half of the first inning. The infield, Craven at third, Vollmer at short, Williams at second, Duggar at first. The outfield, Rogers, Evans, and Kabab from left to right. That's hit off the handle, and that will go up on the roof.
Did it go on the roof?
I think so.
Okay.
Which means our first diet tip of the night.
Yeah, and that's number 5 for the year, by the way.
Yes, that's number 5. And our first diet tip in this series is take the stairs. Don't use the elevator, especially if it's 2 or even 3 floors. Well, take the stairs, and you know how you start?
How's that?
Walk down.
You know, an employee that cares will use the stairs, right?
That's true.
Okay.
So that's our diet tip for tonight, that at least in the first inning, take the stairs. And here at Rainbow Stadium, we take the stairs.
Well, sometimes I take the elevator, but
But
I'll
you,
try. From now on, I'll try. I'll take the stairs.
but you still have to end up taking the stairs.
Oh, it's a long one up here, too.
Called strike 3. Late call by the umpire, Mike Evans, as he punches out Robert Hines. Hines started to dance up that first base side, and he glanced back over his shoulder at Mike Evans. This is interesting here. You see the pitch, and that may have caught the inside corner. Where Harrison caught it was out of the strike zone, but Hines started to dance up that first base side. Here's Adam Milhughes, high chopper foul, just foul.
The umpire, Mike Evans, has a little bit of a delayed call anyway. He'll step back and he'll say ball or strike, especially strike, and then he'll make the sign. So I don't think it was necessarily a delayed call on the field. I think it was a delayed call to us up here and the people in the stands. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
I think it was a delayed call on the field. I think you're making excuses already.
No,
We're only
I'm
in the
not
top of
making-
the first inning. I mean, how can you say that's not a delayed call on the field? The guy's halfway up the line.
Well, he says strike, see, and then he motions strike. But you know how it is. The guy thinks it's a ball and he'll take off.
0-2, Blanchette to Melhughes. Billy having an excellent top of the first inning. Here's the 0-2. And misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
For all the pitchers out there in the youth leagues, you take a look at a guy like Billy now. He doesn't overpower anybody. He uses command of the pitches and control.
There's a ground ball hit off the handle. Craven at third watches it go by, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Billy starts off, we're talking about the nonchalance that he has. He was throwing long toss about 10 minutes before the start of the game. I mean, he was practicing with the outfielders. This is the starting pitcher.
And at 5 minutes before, he started to go back to the bullpen, jumped over the fence.
Jumped over the fence and went into the bullpen, through, and then all of a sudden he's on the mound. 1-2 pitch. That's tapped up the first base line. Fair ball, right to Duggar. And he steps on the bag for the third out. UCLA goes in order in the top half of the first inning. After a half inning of play, UCLA nothing, and the Rainbows of Hawaii, they're getting ready. Harold Kabab in right field. Sean Rogers will bat fourth and play left field. Kevin Curtis, the designated hitter. Kenny Harrison gets his first start behind the plate. Chris Duggar at first base. He will bat seventh. Randy Ballmer batting eighth. And Rob Williams hitting ninth. And they will bat against Gary Adcock, right-hander, 5'11", 175 pounds, a junior. Last year, he played for Riverside Junior College, and his first year, he played for the University of California, Santa Barbara, UCSB. So Adcock making his first appearance for UCLA this season. He will face Evans, Craven, and Kabab. This is the way UCLA looks defensively. Roberts, Moore, and Wills in the outfield. Ravitz, Milhughes, Hines, and McGuire around the infield. Schwenke doing the catching. First pitch, and that misses outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. What a contrast to the way it was earlier this week. I mean, the wind just came roaring through here. And tonight it is silent as far as the wind is concerned. 2 balls and no strikes to Eric Evans. Evans batting .286, 2 for 7 on the year. Out of El Segundo, California. There's a strike on the inside corner. 2-1. 340 down the lines, 380 in the alleys, 400 straightaway center field. Bottom of the first inning, 2-1 pitch. Off speed. Ooh, that just missed. So the count 3-1. Adcock into the windup, the 3-1 pitch. That's a strike.
Well, a good thing right here is that Eric Evans, being the leadoff hitter, has worked the pitcher Adcock to a full count. Good idea to take a lot of pitches as a leadoff hitter, because now you get the other people a chance to look at him. The pitcher, I mean.
The payoff pitch is lifted in foul territory down the left field line. Having a run at the ball is Roberts, and he makes the catch. What a catch as he goes into the restraining fence.
I mean, this is knowing where your fence is. He comes to the fence, leans over it, makes the catch. Great catch right there. That's an all-star ballot catch.
Third base umpire Keith Howe waited to see Roberts hold on to that. So David Roberts comes up with a gem to start it off defensively for UCLA. Here's Scott Craven. First pitch to Craven is down low. Craven, remember, in the Arizona series last week, stuck his hand in a ball as it really was slapped at him up the third base side. He said he is recovering from that. There's a drive deep to left field. Going back is Roberts looking up. It is gone. Home run for Craven. That ball is aloha. Craven got all of it.
Yes, he did. And when you see what kind of swing he puts on this pitch, when he's got his head down, swings through the ball, good extension, got all of it.
So an aloha ball, a home run for Craven. And there was a lot on that. Remember, the wind is non-existent. Here's Harold Kabab. And immediately when Kabab comes in, everybody in the ballpark goes back and replays the bottom of the ninth in the opener last week against Arizona. The same kind of home run to win it for the Rainbows. 1-0 pitch. That ball bounced up the middle past the diving Milieu. And Kabab on at first base. So Harold Kabab is 6th base hit of the year. 1 out, 1 on, 1 run in on the home run by Scott Craven.
Harold Kabab looks to have a fine year. He started off very well. Now, when you see him hit that pitch inside part of the plate, and he kind of steers it nicely up the middle for that base hit, second base hit for the Bows.
Here's Sean Rogers. Rogers batting .571, 4 for 7 out of Klamath Falls, Oregon. Transferred from Oregon Tech when that school dropped baseball. And the pitch as the Rainbows try run and hit. Kabab often running to second. That pitch clinked foul off to the left side, and the count 0-1.
Well, Coach Murakami now not sitting on that 1-run lead. I mean, he gets Kabab on the next batter, as the next batter, and first pitch, he's gone. Now, I think Coach Murakami has a green light for some people, and I believe Kabab is one of them.
Pitch to the plate, that gets the outside corner for a strike.
And for those who don't know what a green light is, that means you can get, when you get on base, you have the go-ahead to steal when you can for that particular batter.
That just misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adcock trying to nibble at the corner. Adcock was on the California JC playoff team from Riverside last year. Another run and hit. And Kabab will have to jog back to first as Rogers fouled it off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1-0 Rainbows. If you just joined us, a home run over the left field fence by Scott Craven. First home run of the year. Rogers can also hit with power. The 1-2 pitch by Adcock. That's a screamer into the right field corner. Kabab on his way to third. On his way to second is Rogers. Kabab raved home. Here comes the relay from Hines. It'll be close. And Kabab is cut down 3 feet from home plate. I mean, he is cut down by Schwenke. Schwenke stonewalled him. And Kabab didn't even get close. What a play.
When a ball's hit this far, you kind of automatically think that a guy's going to score. So Kabab coming around, you get a good relay throw from Sean Wills, a right fielder, to Ryan McGuire, and you called it. He stonewalled him. Now that's the way to block the plate.
Good relay throw. And Schwenke really nailed him at home. 2 outs. Rogers at second with the 3rd Rainbow hit of the inning. Here's Kevin Curtis, the designated hitter. Rather, Rogers at third base. Went to third on the plate to the plate. And Curtis about ready to step in. Both of these teams really blessed with speed. Here's the pitch to Curtis outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes.
That was an impressive defensive play by Arizona, excuse me, by UCLA.
Schwenke really closed off Kebab. I mean, he went up the line about 3 feet, and Kebab slid into him and didn't get any farther.
Well, Wills really closed ground on that ball. He made a good play when it came off of the screen and the fence out there. And then he fires a strike to McGuire, who in turn fires a strike to Schwenke.
There's a strike, 2-1.
Good fundamentals right there by UCLA.
One nothing Rainbows, 2 outs, runner at third. That's down low. 3 balls and 1 strike. So Adcock has been nibbling at the corners. And the Rainbows have tattooed him here for 3 hits. But good defensive plays by UCLA. David Roberts leaning over the restraining fence. Curtis swings and misses, and the count is full for the first out in the inning. And then Wills to McGuire to Schwenke to cut down Kebab. Full count to Kevin Curtis. Payoff inside, ball 4, first walk given up by Adcock. So Curtis on at first base, and the batter will be Kenny Harrison. Harrison batting only 111, getting off to a slow start. He's only 1 for 9, getting the start as catcher tonight for the Bows. Harrison, however, had a great fall swinging the bat. And even in the practice sessions leading up to this spring season, he was really crushing the ball, so he can ping it. Rogers at third, Curtis at first as Harrison steps in. It's fouled away. That may find the roof. Time for another diet tip, the 6th of the year. We're talking about taking the stairs. Another thing that you have to do, perhaps, is instead of eating lunch, go for a walk and work out at lunch. Just walk around where you work. Another diet tip. Boy, it really helps us, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does. When you look at Adcock as the pitcher, he's not a real tall guy, and he throws the ball overhand, so he's got to change speeds, and he is trying that. And he's trying what he can, as you mentioned, to nibble on the corners. But again, we mentioned in our opening that he's a bulldog kind of guy. That means he just comes at you and comes at you, not a give-up guy.
Harrison waits the 1-2 pitch to him, swung on, and that's lifted out of play to the left side. Craven's home run was gone the moment that it tinged off the bat. I mean, it was a monster clink to left. And it left this ballpark with much authority.
Well, good for Scotty on that, because he didn't play last week because he wasn't swinging the bat. And so what a way to start off.
Oh, yes. Pitch to Harrison. That's muscled into left field. Dropping, base hit. Rogers will score from third. Moving up to second is Curtis. Harrison with his 2nd hit of the year and his first run batted in.
Well, last week, Kenny hit a ball pretty well up the middle and thought he had himself a base hit, and poor guy gets thrown out on a great play by the shortstop of Arizona, and this time he gets jammed and it falls in for him. Things tend to even out in this game.
That'll bring up Chris Duggar, first baseman. I agree. That ball was just lifted in front of Roberts, the left fielder, and in back of Milhughes and Rabbits, the shortstop and third baseman for UCLA. 2 out, 2 on, 2 runs in. Pitch up high, 1 ball and no strikes. Duggar batting .273, 3 for 11. All of those hits coming in the opener last week against Arizona. Duggar has driven in 3 runs. 2 balls and no strikes. Adcock and he pitches here in the bottom of the first inning. Rainbows lead 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Line shot, fair ball, and that will go into the right field corner. Curtis comes around third, and he will score. Up with the ball is Wills. Coming around is Harrison, and there will be no throw. A 2-run double for Chris Duggar.
Well, it's another well-placed hit down the right field line, this time from the bat of Chris Duggar, a right-handed swinger. And again, Sean Wills closes the gap well, but Harrison had a pretty decent jump off of this, and Coach Murakami waves everyone around. Both runners score.
So Duggar at second base. The batter will be Randy Vollmer. And Adcock will be visited on the mound by Robin Dreisler, the pitching coach. 4 runs on 5 hits, including the home run by Craven, 2-run double by Duggar, RBI single by Harrison. So the Rainbows really have opened up well here in the bullpen. Number 24, Jeffrey Hale, sophomore. Right-hander begins to throw as the Rainbows have scored 4 runs here in the top half of the first inning. So Adcock left to his own devices here in the top of the first inning, and the batter will be Randy Vollmer. Vollmer batting 202 for 10. 6'1" senior out of Coral Springs, Florida. Looking to pick up Duggar. Duggar now has 5 runs batted in on the season. Pitch to Vollmer up over his head. 1 ball and no strikes. So the Rainbows with the big inning here. 4 runs on 5 hits. Vollmer, the 8th Rainbow to bat in the top of the first. That pitch almost hit him. 2-0.
Well, it's funny how the game goes. Last week, you know, there were 8 hits, and they scored 3 runs. This week, you know, they get 5 hits, and they score 4. Some big hits.
3-0. Adcock in trouble. Vollmer will be content here to take. That's a strike. 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike here in the first, and all of a sudden the wind comes back. Starts to blow a bit across the outfield, but nowhere near what it was even last weekend against Arizona. That's ball 4. Second walk in the inning allowed by Adcock. Duggar at second, Vollmer at first. Here's Rob Williams. Williams batting 202 for 10 out of Santa Rosa, California, transferred to the University of Hawaii from Santa Rosa Community College. So the Rainbows in a position to get more. Runners do not go, and the pitch way outside and high.
Jim, I'd like to send our best regards to Mr. Andy Crayson, who's recovering from surgery at St. Francis Hospital. He's watching the game tonight, so get better, Mr. Crayson.
And get out of there. Our best to you. Hard hit ground ball, trapped by McGuire at first base, and it is finally over. The Rainbows get 4 runs on 5 hits. They lead 2, including the home run by Scott Craven over the left field wall. At the end of 1, it's all Rainbows 4-0. Series record, Hawaii leads 12-9 overall. Try high-quality Chevron gasolines with the cleansing power of Tetraline. First pitch by Billy Blanchette to Michael Moore. Over for a strike, 0-1. Moore just blessed with potential, and you can define potential almost any way you want. He's a preseason All-America selection by Baseball America. Also the team's number 3 wide receiver, UCLA football. He ranked 4th on the squad with 16 catches. And he averaged 17 yards per catch. And before the game, I asked him, I said, Michael, what sport do you like the best, football or baseball? And he laughed and smiled, and he said, you know, this is baseball season. Here's the 3-1 pitch to him. That's a strike on the corner, 3-2. 4-0 Rainbows. We are in the second inning. 4 runs on 5 hits for the Bows in the bottom of the first, including Craven's home run. We mentioned that repeatedly because home runs are very rare here. That's strike 3. And Moore knew it. That's that very quick, sneaky fastball that Blanchett has over the inside. You can see Michael smiling as he walked away.
Well, also, Billy was keeping the ball on the outside part of the plate, and on that last pitch, he comes in on the inside corner.
Blanchett now has struck out 3 of the first 4 he has faced here in this game. Here's Ryan McGuire, first baseman for UCLA. Pitch to McGuire outside. Second team All-America for McGuire last season.
Come on, Bill!
Billy B. His approach to baseball is worthy of note. You talk about a young man who's in love with the game. Good pitch right there. High strike. 1-1. It is Bill Blanchett. Last year, McGuire was used both as a first baseman and designated hitter, and also a relief pitcher. He rips that one to right field. 2 bounces to Harold Kabab. First hit for UCLA. So McGuire with the big ping.
Well, by watching McGuire swing, see that uppercut, you know that he's kind of a power hitter for him. I mean, at UCLA, remember we televised some games there, and that I thought was a launching pad. So one of the longest home runs we've ever seen hit by that by a young fellow from Loyola Marymount that went over the road, the house over there in left field at Jackie Robinson Stadium.
Billy Bean, I think.
Yeah, maybe it was him.
Batter is Tim Kubinski, the designated hitter. Kubinski is also listed as a pitcher, 6'3" sophomore out of San Luis Obispo, California. So Billy pitching for the first time from the stretch. Ground ball to the second baseman Williams. To Ballmer for 1. To Duggar, double play. 4-6-3 double play, and it's quickly done in the top half of the second inning after an inning and a half. 4-0. Home team.
It's got all the right stuff and holds just enough. It's the top of the line. It's a Nissan. It's beautiful and it's mine. Well, it goes anywhere, never a care. Ooh, it's one of a kind. It's a Nissan. It's beautiful and it's mine. It's a Nissan. Wow, and it's mine.
Hurry, we're right here. We need the cash.
Look, Ma, I can't go in there.
Let's go. Nobody's gonna see you.
Participate this year. That's the address. Midas Touch inning, 1415 Dillingham Boulevard, Honolulu, Hawaii, 96817. Eric Evans bunts it up at an excellent bunt, and he is safe at first. Eric Evans with a perfectly placed bunt. Got by Adcock. McGuire came over from first, and Hines charged from second. But Evans beats it out as you take another look.
Well, this is a push bunt now that is forced toward the second baseman, and he has to feel the ball, and there's no chance for him. I believe it was the first baseman who fielded that, but great bunt by Evans.
6 hits now for the Rainbows. Here's Scott Craven. Home run his first time. Adcock trying to settle down the Rainbows here. He's coming off a very rocky first inning. Runner goes right away. Throw to second is right there. Perfect throw by Schwenke. And Evans is cut down.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a big league play right here. I mean, Evans gets an adequate jump. Not a great one, but you see how Schwenke comes up, gets rid of the ball nicely. Accurate throw, good arm. Evans is out of there, 195 to second base. Fastest I've ever clocked in this booth.
1.95 seconds.
Yep. That's outstanding.
That's major league.
Yes, it is.
2-0 pitch to Craven. Swung on, popped up in foul territory. McGuire having a run, and he cannot hold. That is difficult in this ballpark. Very difficult.
And made a little more difficult by the fact that the catcher, Schwenke, now is hustling over there, and he slides just by McGuire. Now you notice right there, you see a UCLA player coming up to protect his guys. I think that's a good thing to do.
So the count, 2 balls and 1 strike to Scott Craven. A player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's game. GTE Hawaiian Tel will go beyond the call and contribute to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Hawaii. Craven just gets a piece in the count, 2-2. Now the Midas Touch inning, we invite you to send in your postcards with your name, address, telephone number. Midas Touch inning, 1415 Dillingham Boulevard, Honolulu, Hawaii. We'll be giving away many prizes this year, including a chance for a round trip to Australia. Just put down the runs, hits, and errors you think the Rainbows will score on the night that your card is chosen. Ground ball and bats. Back to Adcock. Throws to first in time to get Craven. So Adcock had to make a choice there. Bat came out, ball came out. He made the right choice. And the batter is Harold Kabab.
Well, getting back to that throw by the catcher, Schwenke, usually at this level, you see the throws around 2 flat to 2-1 in a game situation. You know, when there's not a game going on and the guys are just throwing. I'm talking about when the catcher touches the ball till the time the infielder touches the ball at second base. So 195 is great. I've got to see whether I got a right time on him.
Round ball up the middle. That hits the mound, but playing it nicely is Milhughes. And the transfer from Santa Clara throws out Kabab. That ball took a trip on Milhughes, but he was able to adjust and throw out Kabab for the 3rd out. Rainbows do not score after 2. It remains 4-0 Hawaii. Sean Wills will lead it off for UCLA, the 7th, 8th, and 9th batsmen in the order. Wills, the right fielder, Schwenke, the catcher, and Rabbits, the 3rd baseman, against Billy Blanchette. Blanchette from Honolulu went to Punahou and Pepperdine before transferring to the University of Hawaii. 1 ball and no strikes. Blanchette has given up no runs on 1 hit. As you look at Gary Adams.
I wonder if Gary Adams' identical twin brother Gene is here. Last time they were here, his twin brother Gene was here, and they're identical.
Yeah,
I mean, you couldn't tell the difference.
That's over for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sean Wills. Wills from Hanford, California. Went to Hanford High School. 3-1 the count. Wills really known for his speed. He is called a great runner. That's lifted, and that may find the roof. Yes, it does. Time for another dive tip. You know, we're talking about taking the steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about walking at lunch. What we're going to get into now is a thing called expect temptation. Shot to center field. Over is Evans, and he makes the catch thigh high. Wills really hit the ball well, but Evans reacted just as quickly.
He certainly did. Evans got a good jump on the ball as he had to come in and to his left. And I thought this ball was going to be in there, but Evans makes the catch. Now, these are tough ones to make because they come so quickly at you. You've got to get your glove out just in time. If you get it out a little bit too late, ball's by you, you get handcuffed.
Matt Schwenke, the catcher. Here's the pitch by Blanchette inside. Going along with our diet tips. Expect temptation. Expect temptation all day, every day, especially in Hawaii with relatives, right?
Mm-hmm. You know, I got these right next to me. I got these donuts. You want some?
No. See? That's what I'm talking to. And talking about. Good pitch by Blanchette. 2-1. So expect temptation. That's a good diet tip because that's absolutely true. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, yes, that's a strike. 2-2.
Now, we talked a little bit about, or I misused the term backdoor curveball. Well, that was a backdoor curveball. Came in off the outside corner. Good pitch.
2-2 pitch. That gets away from Harrison. Harrison really just learning the position, and he will admit that to you. Harrison, usually you will find him in the outfield, but he's behind the plate tonight.
Well, Kenny's got a good arm. We've seen him show that in the outfield, and he's done so as a catcher as well.
Payoff pitch. Boy, that's hit to the alley, and that will be in for extra base hit. It will go all the way to Big Blue. Schwenke on his way to second. Up with the ball is Evans, and Schwenke will pull in with a stand-up double. So Schwenke took the payoff pitch and blasted it to the wall. Up the alley in left center field, and that is the second hit off of Blanchette.
And Schwenke hits a good pitch. You see it's located outside low, right at the knees to him. But boy, he picks that thing up well and drives it to the wall in left center.
Here's Revitz, the third baseman. Harrison out to talk to Vollmer. One out, a runner at second base in scoring position for UCLA. 4-0 Rainbows. 4 runs on 6 hits for Hawaii. No runs on 2 hits for UCLA. Revitz, the third baseman for the Bruins. 1 for 3 this season. Pitch to him. That's down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Billy, a very steady pitcher. He's not going to be the kind of pitcher that loses it out there. He is always in control. That's a strike. So the count 1-1.
Well, I should say that the batter, David Ravitz, is a very unusual batting stance. You see him almost open up. It's as though he's not fully prepared to hit. But watch, he'll take a short jab step, and then he'll come in to his normal hitting stance.
Ravitz went to University High School in Los Angeles. 2 balls and 1 strike to him. Platooned at third base last year. Getting the start tonight against the Rainbows. The 2-1 pitch. 3-1. Billy trying to nibble at that outside corner. Finish up the Midas touch inning. If your name is picked, you will get a $25 gift certificate for Midas. Also a cap and a Midas t-shirt. Everybody will look at you and go,
What a nice.
Ground ball slapped at Craven. Looks to second. Throws to first in time. Schwenke wasn't going anywhere. That ball showed up in front of Craven in a hurry.
Yeah, luckily for the Bulls, it was right at Scott Craven. Sometimes when a ball is hit too hard like that, there's no way the player can react quick enough to get to it, except Brooks Robinson, that is.
Now UCLA starts the second time around against Bill Blanchette as David Roberts, who was called on strike, steps in. Harrison sets up on the outside. And then stepping away, calling time, was the umpire, Mike Evans. So no pitch. If you are able to successfully predict the amount of runs that the Rainbows will get in the Midas touch inning, and we'll go over that at the end of the game, and you will receive a $100 gift certificate from Midas. If you hit the trifecta, runs, hits, and errors, you'll be eligible for a trip to Australia, down under. So that's the Midas touch inning. We'll begin playing shortly. We're on the top of the third, 4-0 Rainbows. 2 outs. And the pitch breaks outside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Blanchette says it is really not his breaking ball. It is the fastball, and then he will change speeds and, of course, change locations. Always try to keep the batter off balance. He says, oh, I'm going to give up the base hits. Play at second base. Vollmer able to get in behind Schwenke. But Blanchett goes on to say, if I can make them hit the ball off center by an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch, he'll pop it up, he'll ground it, and we'll have an out. Billy, very realistic. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A bouncer knocked down by Vollmer, but that will go as a base hit. Excellent job by Vollmer. This is Rainbow shortstop, which really, when you analyze it, he will tell you that he is still not 100% from that hamstring pull of over a year ago.
Well, you see him set his feet, get a good jump on this ball, and this is a run-saving base hit because the runner at second base, Schwenke, would have been coming with 2 outs. They would have sent him.
Schwenke at third, Roberts at second, and Robert Hines, the UCLA second baseman, ready to step in against Bill Blanchett here in the top half of the third inning. Hines was called out on strikes his first trip. Pitch is hit to the alley, curving away from Evans. Will he catch it? Yes! A running catch in the alley by Evans. No, he didn't. It went off of his glove and all the way to the wall. Schwenke comes in to score. Roberts comes in to score, and it's a triple for Hines. I thought he had it, and the crowd thought he had it. And all of a sudden, you look, and the ball is merrily bouncing on the way to Big Blue. Just off of the glove of Evans.
Well, I agree with you, partner. I thought he had it, too, because I believe he touched this ball. He was right on it. Another good jump. He just barely clips his glove. But what an outstanding effort by young Eric Evans in center field.
Here's Milhughes. It's 4-2. UCLA has come back to cut the Rainbow lead in half. 2-run triple for Robert Hines. And the second time around has not been pleasant so far for Bill Blanchett. Pitch to Milhughes. Off speed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So UCLA gives up 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Rainbows get 5 hits in that inning. Now UCLA has come back. 3 hits here in the third. Good off-speed swung on and missed by Milhughes. Milhughes, the transfer from Santa Clara, and he was very successful at Santa Clara. Now getting the start here tonight for UCLA. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A high fly ball to left. Crossing over is Evans. And Evans waits and makes the catch. 2 runs on 3 hits, including the 2-run triple by Robert Hines. UCLA is back in the game after 2.5. It's 4-2 Hawaii. Sean Rogers leads it off in the bottom of the third inning. 4-2 Rainbows. Evans crossed over into the alley, and the angle I had, I thought he had it. Not so. 2-run triple by Hines. There's a hard hit shot that's backhanded by McGuire. Excellent play by McGuire off the bat of Rogers. Quickly 1 down in the bottom of the third inning.
So far in 2+ innings, we've seen some shots hit in this game. Craven's shot. There's been a couple hit to center field by UCLA. Several by Hawaii. That one included.
Here's Kevin Curtis. Curtis steps in. He walked his first time and scored in the first inning. Pitch by Adcock. Good pitch, over for a strike. I'd like to tell you tonight about a fine restaurant in downtown Honolulu. Now you're saying, what? Downtown Honolulu. If you like the ambiance of downtown, there's no greater place to be at night than Heidi's Bistro in the Grosvenor Center. Everybody says, gee, isn't it crowded? Not at all. You know, we went in there the other night, and we had a tremendous time.
Yes.
Talk about temptation and diet tips. Curtis strikes out quickly, 2 down here in the third. Now, Gary Adcock, who was ripped in the first inning by the Rainbows. We mentioned that he was a bulldog, and he would hang in there. Well, he's starting to assert himself now against the Bows. Here is Kenny Harrison, an RBI single. Little bloop into left that scored a run. Scored Sean Rogers. Ground ball meekly hit to Hines, and this inning is over. So quickly, the Rainbows go in the third. We'll tell you more about Heidi's Bistro when we come back. 4-2 Rainbows. It off for UCLA. 4-2 Rainbows. Moore called out on strikes his first time. Top half of the fourth. Good off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. Moore glances out at Bill Blanchette. Billy Owens of Arizona last week mentioning that Blanchette really made him look bad at the plate. He was very frustrated. Another off-speed pitch is hit to center field. Over to cut it off is Evans. And that'll be a base hit for Michael Moore. Moore just timed that off-speed pitch. Able to lash it to center field. Another hit for UCLA. Rainbows have 4 runs on 6 hits now. UCLA 2 runs on 5 hits. So Ryan McGuire will be the batter. Singled. The first hit for UCLA. Singled to right field his first time. First time through the lineup. Billy Blanchette struck out 3 of the first 4. That's popped up. Harrison doing a dance. Harrison makes the catch in fair territory.
Probably the most difficult catch that a catcher must get under is this one here. It's amazing how difficult this is, partner. He does a great job of it. Oftentimes a pitcher will come down, and you saw both of them do, and Scotty Craven came the closest. Maybe they should call him off on some hit that high. It's very difficult because of the angle. You have no angle.
We're mentioning the first time through the order, Blanchette struck out 3 of the first 4. The second time through the order, Blanchette has given up 3 base hits to the first 4 hitters. Tim Kubinski, the designated hitter, bounced into a 4-6-3 double play his first time. Talking about the bistro at the Grosvenor Center. Open from 5 to 9 p.m. And parking is free and secure in the Grosvenor Center lot.
And very convenient, the parking. Very easy to get to the restaurant from there. What a wonderful place to dine. And the food is outstanding.
More than outstanding. Not only that, but you can walk in the plaza between Grosvenor Center and the Dillingham building. That's a rip. And they call it a fair ball. They call that a fair ball. Going all the way around to third is Michael Moore. He will come in to score as the throw is just up the line. Now, I wonder whether Duggar touched that ball with his glove in foul territory, because the ball did land foul.
Well, you see Greg Poole kind of look back home. As a matter of fact, I did think Duggar touches just a little bit, because the ball went off a little bit offline from that. Could you tell just slightly offline? But Duggar looked real confused. He looked and said, "What's going on here?"
So Kubinski comes up with another run-scoring triple. It is 4-3. The tying run is now at third base. Both teams now have 6 hits. Here's Sean Wills. Anyway, there's a courtyard between the Grosvenor Center and the Dillingham building. Very nice, very romantic. If you like downtown, it's Heidi's Bistro. Give it a try. We recommend it highly. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to Vollmer. This game will be tied as Vollmer throws on to Duggar. RBI ground ball for Wills. So UCLA down 4-0 at the end of the first inning. They have come back and have tied it at 4 runs and 6 hits for both teams now. And the only explanation for that triple is that Duggar must have touched the ball. He must have. Because Greg Poole, I don't believe, would make that kind of call. It was way foul.
Yeah, it was way foul. And
Schwenke pops it up in the foul territory, and that will find its way into the humanity in the blue section.
And Greg Poole was right on the play, too. It wasn't as though he was in a bad angle or out of position. He was right there. By the way, Sean Wills got down to first base at a 4.1. That's flying.
It is.
Evans from Hawaii gets down there that fast, too.
So we start again here. 4-4 tie. 1 ball and 1 strike. First of a 3-game series between these two teams, Hawaii and UCLA. There's an excellent pitch by Blanchette. And the count 1-2. We're in the 4th inning. Since the first, it has been UCLA, and they have treated Blanchette brutally. Second time through the order. The 1-2 pitch by Billy B. There's that quick fastball that just misses. Blanchett thought he had the strike that time. Home plate umpire Mike Evans says no. So the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's a launch to left and deep. Rogers going back. Evans going back. It's got a chance. It is gone. Home run for Schwenke. Boy, we said that home runs are rare. They've been jumping out of here in the last 2 weeks. And UCLA has the lead. UCLA have 5 runs on 7 hits.
The first time up, Schwenke hit a bomb into left field, a double. Now again, that's not that bad of a pitch. It's a little bit above the knees, but it wasn't as though you would expect a ball like that to be hit from it. So now he's hit 2 pitches that have been good pitches down low. Now they maybe have come upstairs on him.
Ravitz, hard hit ground ball. Craven fights it off and throws him out. But UCLA comes back with 3 runs on 3 hits, including the home run by Schwenke. And at the end of 3.5, it's 5-4 UCLA. CLA as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Chris Duggar, the first baseman, Randy Vollmer, the shortstop, and Rob Williams, the second baseman for the Rainbows. 7th, 8th, and 9th batters in the order. Duggar, a 2-run double in the first inning. Pops this one back to the screen. We were mentioning that Gary Adcock is that bulldog kind of pitcher. He was rocked in the first inning. I mean, the Rainbows scored 4 runs on 5 hits, including a home run by Scott Craven. But now Adcock, that cap pulled down over his eyes, has set his jaw, and he has a 5-4 lead. And since the first inning, he has given up only 1 hit, and that was a bunt single by Evans in the second inning.
If he is as described, then this is the kind of game he relishes. I mean, he'll enjoy being in this kind of game, and that's where he gets the bulldog description.
3-1 to Duggar. We're in the bottom of the 4th. UCLA has come back from a 4-run deficit to lead by 1. 3-1 pitch, base hit to the alley. That could be in for extra bases. Chasing is Moore and Roberts. Moore backhands. On his way to second is Duggar, and he pulls in with his second double of the game.
Duggar really hits this ball. You see where the contact point is. It's high. But when you see this and see how Michael Moore gets to this ball, boy, does he have some range.
So Duggar in scoring position for Randy Vollmer. He walked his first time.
Vollmer's job now is to take anything on the outside half of the plate and hit it toward the second base side to move Duggar up.
Ground ball to second. Bobbled by Hines, and he never will get to it. That'll be an error.
Good job by Randy Vollmer right there. Great bat control as you see him take that pitch and intentionally try to go to the right side of the infield. Now this is teamwork, folks. You see that it's an inside pitch and he hits the ball towards second base, and Hines gets handcuffed a little bit.
So the first error of the game. Off the glove of Robert Hines. Here's Rob Williams with runners at the corners and no one out. Rainbows trail 5-4. Pitch by Adcock. That runs inside and catches the corner. Oh, and 1. Adcock works the plate again. 1 ball and 1 strike. How many times have you said, you know, I should have kept it? Find out the value of your sports cards before you give them away. Stop by HNG Baseball Cards in Pearl City. Just Eva of Pearl City Tavern. 1-1 pitch. No, won't happen. Fake the third and a look to first by Adcock.
Now, HNG stands for, what did we say last year? Henry Nelson George or something like that, the 3 first names?
I've met George. Nice man.
Yep, nice man.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Williams Lays off. Takes it outside, 2-1. Tomorrow, it will be a 2 o'clock afternoon game. Hope you can make your plans to be with us here at Rainbow Stadium. The 2-1 pitch by Adcock. Swung on down the left field side, but that will drift foul up against the batting house. Duggar at third, Fulmer at first. UCLA holding on to a 5-4 lead. Rainbow scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. UCLA came back with 2 in the third and 3 in the fourth. The 2-2 to Williams. He launches this for the alley, and it will fall in for a base hit. Coming in to score is Duggar. Fulmer will hold at second, and we are tied at 5. Five runs on 7 hits now for UCLA. 5 runs on 8 hits for the Rainbows. It is a slugfest here.
Yes, and it's kind of fun, too, seeing all these balls flying around and runs scoring. You see that Williams hit the ball where it's pitched on the outside part of the plate. Good job, Rob Williams.
We go to the top of the order to Eric Evans. Evans is 1 for 2. A bunt single his last time, and then he was cut down trying to steal second base. Fulmer at second, Williams at first. Pitch by Adcock. And showing bunt was Evans. That caught the attention of the entire UCLA infield.
Well, they have a rotation play on now where they charge the third baseman, and the second baseman covers first. Shortstop covers third, leaving second base wide open. But the play is intentionally designed to get the runner at third base, the lead runner.
Evans again showing bunt. Adcock twirling and looking toward Fulmer.
Now,
the outfield has come in a bit. Roberts, Moore, and Wills.
On that play, though, they did not have the rotation on. You don't want to show it all the time because there's ways to beat that if they know that you're going to use it.
There's a bunt attempt that's popped back, and the count 1-1. You know, you can escape to the Sheridan Makaha this Valentine's Day. Their romance package is just $129 per couple and includes a room with your choice of dinner in the Ka'ala room or seats to the Karen Keawe Hawaii show. Call the Sheridan Makaha for details. The 1-1 pitch. Bunted to the first baseman. They have a play at third, and not in time. McGuire fed Ravitz at first, and base umpire Keith Howe said no. Sliding in was Fulmer, and he beat the force play. So Gary Adams will argue the point, and Adams may have a case. That was a force play at third. And Adams is, no doubt, very vehement about that call.
And one of the advantages of having a left-handed first baseman is going to your right. Now you see McGuire, boy, does he get rid of the ball nicely. Great pick up and throw. On the run, I might add.
See if we can take a look at the play. I think they got him. I think
they got him
him
by a full foot or more.
Yes.
Gary Adams definitely has a case.
And Adams really getting hot now with Howe. Forced play at third. And the bases are now loaded. Fulmer at third. Williams at second. Evans at first. Boy, those kind of calls really hurt. Here's Scott Craven. Home run in the first inning and a comebacker to Adcock in the second, batting here in the fourth. Bases loaded, nobody out. 5-5 tie. Adcock at the belt. That ball ripped to right field. Wills makes the catch. Tagging at third is Fulmer, and he will score. Moving from second to third on the play is Williams. Sacrifice fly for Craven.
Real athleticism shown in right field by Sean Wills. I mean, he fronted that ball He was square on it, but the ball dove on him, and because of the perimeter lights, as we've seen so often here at Rainbow Stadium, the right fielder's having difficulty making the clean catch. But at the last minute, he just kind of shoved his glove out there with the quick hands that he has and made the catch.
Here's Harold Kebab with runners at the corners. And one out. Williams at third and Evans at first base, and the Rainbows now lead 6-5 over UCLA. So Adcock ready to work to Kebab. 1-0.
Well, another good confrontation right here between Schwenke, the catcher for UCLA, and Eric Evans at first base, the runner for Hawaii. Schwenke gunned him down last time.
And gunned him down perfectly. See if the Rainbows have anything on here with one out. Adcock again looking at third and also at first to try to go back door. But that play hasn't worked since 1986. 1-0 pitch. That gets away from the catcher, Schwenke, and the Rainbows will lead 7-5. Evans makes the turn at second. A wild pitch. And Adcock adding to his own trouble. Two balls and no strikes now to Harold Kebab.
Well, it looked like instead of staying down with the ball, that Schwenke came up a little bit on it. See how he kind of comes up on it, and he doesn't get down in front of that ball. The ball gets by him. Scores another run for Hawaii.
We're in the bottom half of the fourth inning. The Rainbows have scored 7 runs, and UCLA has scored 5 runs. Evans to his lead at second, and the pitch to Kebab. Breaking ball, yes, for a strike. 2-1.
He hasn't used that pitch very much. I think we're going to see it more, and I think we're going to see more changeups from Billy B as well.
Runner going. Pitch is hit to the second baseman off the glove of Hines. Into right field. Coming in to score will be Evans. It is 8-5. Now, the first base umpire, Greg Poole, was situated in a place that really Hines had very little room to react to that ball.
Well, this is a shot hit at Harold Kebab. Now, check the Greg Poole right here. He's got to get out of the way. Good reactions. And being a policeman, you know, Greg's in shape, and he'll be able to react.
That will be a base hit. So Kebab drives in the run.
Now, with only Harold Kebab at first base, you have Rogers up here, and the first baseman McGuire holding Kebab on. Now, it creates a big hole, and Rogers, being a pull hitter, could very likely guide it through there.
Rogers swings and clinks it foul wide of first. Kebab moving toward second base. He will have to come back. 8 runs on 9 hits now for the Rainbows. 5 runs on 7 hits for UCLA. It has been just a brawl here with base hits. Rogers back in. He is the 7th Rainbow to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch by Adcock. Schwenke keeps it in front of him. And the count 1-2. Excellent crowd on hand again tonight. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Good, crisp fastball, 2 down. Kevin Curtis, who struck out his last time, will make his way to the plate here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Second strikeout for Adcock. He has also walked 2, and he has been charged with a wild pitch. Curtis has walked, struck out, and he has scored a run. Kebab at first, 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Off-speed pitch, high, 1 ball and no strikes.
And Adcock, when he comes to his set position from the stretch, he moves his hands before he moves his lower body. Now, if he does that every time, that's fine. But it also allows the runner at first base to get a pretty good jump.
2-0. Roberts playing deep in left field and near the line. Morse absolutely straight away in center. And Wills away from the line, but moderately deep in right field for Curtis.
Usually 2-0 is not a great time to go because it's a fastball pitch.
There's a base hit to left field. Kabab will move up to second and stop. Base hit for Curtis.
But I was going to continue to say that on the other hand, though, if it is going to be a fastball pitch and there are 2 outs and you start your runner, you know, anything that would be like a deep single may even score the guy, or a double will automatically score.
This is the second time in this game that the Rainbows have sent 9 batters to the plate. They did it in the first inning. They've done it again here in the 4th. 8-5, 8 runs on 10 hits now for the Rainbows in 4 innings. And this could be all for Adcock, as he will be visited again by Robin Dreisler.
In the bullpen is number 23 left-hander Dave Stoll, a junior.
So Dreisler talking with Adcock, and that'll be it. They apparently will go with the left-hander. So we will have a pitching change. It is 8-5 Rainbows, and we shall take this break and be back. Has come on for UCLA, a junior left-hander out of Saratoga, California. He redshirted last season and is a transfer from Occidental College. He pitched in 14 games in 1990, including 13 starts, compiled a record of 6-3. And he accounted for 30% of his school's victory and had 3 victories and had 3 complete games. Pitched 99 1/3 innings and had an earned run average for Occidental College in 1990 of 2.81, which included 31 earned runs. He's out of Saratoga High School. There you see Harry Adcock going over 4 pretty rough innings. So Dave Stoll has come on to in relief of Gary Adcock. Stoll, the second UCLA pitcher, and it will be left-hander against left-handed hitting Kenny Harrison. Harrison is the 9th Rainbow to bat. Kabab is at second, Curtis is at first, and the pitch outside and low, 1 ball and no strike. Eight runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Rainbows. 5 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error for UCLA. Rainbows now lead by 3. The pitch way outside. Rainbow scored 4 runs in the first inning. They have now scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, first 2 pitches to Harrison, good curveballs, except they were out of the strike zone. But you can tell he's got a very sharp breaking, quick curveball.
Harrison waits the 2-0 pitch to him. That's last foul, wide of the left field stripe, and the count 2-1. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock starts, and then Sunday 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll have it for you live right here on Hawaii's very own KHNL Channel 13. Glad you're with us all throughout the 50th state tonight. Two and 1 to Harrison. Fly ball to right field. Wills is there. Struggles, makes the catch at the knees. So the Rainbows get 4 runs on 3 hits, aided by 1 error, and they lead 2. And after 4 action-packed run-scoring innings, the Rainbows lead 8-5. It's no errors for Hawaii. 5 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error for UCLA. Top of the order, David Roberts, 1 for 2, singled to deep short off the glove of a diving Randy Bomer, and he has scored a run. Bunts right back to Blanchett. The left-hander spins and throws him out. So quickly, Roberts is gone on 1 pitch, and he got up the line. No.
Yes, I was right on it too. Right on it.
3.68 seconds.
Yeah. Well, he was out of there. I mean, bunting it out of the box very quickly.
Here's Robert Hines. A 2-run triple in the 3rd inning, called out on strikes in the 1st. Pitched by Blanchette. That quick fastball runs inside, 1-0.
What year was it that we did the regionals at UCLA? Was it 87?
86.
86, okay. That year, UCLA, big guys, had good pitching, had a lot of power. If I recall, that year they had 20-some-odd stolen bases as a team for the entire year. And now you look at this, they got guys who can run on this team now.
Yeah, it is blessed with speed. 1-1 pitch. That's by Blanchette into center field for a base hit. So Hines is now 2 for 3. And that is the 8th hit for UCLA. That'll bring up Adam Milhughes, the shortstop.
Ball just gets by Billy. He almost gloves the thing. But they've been putting the ball in play very hard. I wouldn't be surprised, as I mentioned last inning, to see more changeups out of Billy B right here.
Runner does not go. Breaking ball inside, and Harrison keeping it in front of him. Now, one thing that Harrison has to learn, pal, is that as an outfielder, you throw one way. As a catcher, you throw another. It is not the same motion.
No, it surely isn't.
So Hines with 1 foot on the carpet being held on by Duggar. And Blanchette chases him back.
I mean, for one thing, as a outfield, you pretty much have a running start at a ball to throw, and as a catcher, you do not. But as far as the throwing action, the motion of the arm, it's going to be the same for...
Big jump. Swung on and missed. Throw to second base, not nearly in time. Hines with a stolen base. And that was the jump off of Blanchette. Watch this jump. Big jump.
Very, very good jump. And Harrison now, ball in the dirt, low part of the plate. I don't know if it was in the dirt. Couldn't see it from up here, but wasn't a great pitch for Kenny to throw off of.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A runner at second base for UCLA. Milhughes is 0 for 2. He is grounded out and flied out. Just clink foul at the plate in the count 1-2. So Blanchette out in front. If your home needs painting, if your windows are rusted, if your lanai doors are stuck, sound familiar? Before you do anything, call Hawaii Vinyl Supply, a second-generation Kama'aina company. Save yourself a lot of time and money, and ask Bula at Hawaii Vinyl Supply for a free estimate. Bula, he's really a good guy. That's hit off the handle to the net. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 5th inning. 8-5 Rainbows. Milhughes waits at the plate. Blanchette with Hines behind him. Delivers inside on the count 2-2. Rogers, Evans, and Kebab, and they are straight away. In the outfield, the wind continues to be a gentle wafting breeze. And the 2-2. Fastball hit, base hit, right field. Coming around third is Hines. Up with the ball is Kebab. Here's the throw, and not in time. Coming in and sliding is Hines with the run. An RBI base hit for Milhughes. 9th hit for UCLA and the 6th run. So the Bruins come right back.
The ball placed just nicely into right field by Adam Milhughes. Of course, the runner at second base, Robert Hines, can really run. Kebab has no chance at home plate.
Carl Furatani, the Rainbow pitching coach, is out to visit Bill Blanchette.
Well, they're scurrying around out there in the Rainbow bullpen right now. Looks to be Eugene Myers, the junior college transfer, starting to stretch, and he'll begin his warm-up tosses.
Myers with an appearance in the opening series last week against Arizona. Want to remind you that tomorrow will be a 2 o'clock start time in the afternoon. Rainbow basketball will play at night. So the baseball game has been moved to the afternoon tomorrow right here at Rainbow Stadium. Game 2 of this 3-game series between Hawaii and UCLA. And we'll have it for you live right here on Channel 13. Michael Moore, center fielder for UCLA, will be the batter, called out on strikes in the second inning. And a single to center field in the fourth. Moore came home on the RBI triple by Tim Kubinski. So Blanchett knows that he is in with a very powerful team. I mean, he has stirred up an ant's nest here. And UCLA has battled back. Wants to take the lead. UCLA trailed at one time in this game, 4-0. They led 5-4. And the Rainbows came back to lead 8-5. It is now 8-6. 1 out, 1 on. Rainbows in at double play depth. Pitch to Moore. That catches the inside corner.
And the second time now he's taken a strike on the inside corner. Doesn't appear to like that pitch or think that it is a strike, but it looked like it was.
So Moore now figuring maybe he'll get that off speed. He timed it the last time for the base hit. See what Billy does here. They go back inside. That's up high. Moore is the nephew of Ahmad Rashad, who used to be known as Bobby Moore.
Bobby Moore.
When he played at the University of Oregon. Here's the 1-2. That's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. See Moore trying to time that, laid off the ball and took it outside. So the chess match continues here between Blanchett. And Blanchett has been roughed up a bit. He's given up 6 runs on 9 hits. More than a bit. Blanchett with a check throw to first. That chases Milhughes back.
Well, this game so far gives me the feeling that whoever bats last has got a good chance of winning.
And that will probably happen early tomorrow morning. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3. So the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Michael Moore.
Well, a couple of years ago, he was a real high draft choice. I believe it was the Blue Jays.
You know what high school he went to, Michael Moore? Beverly Hills High School. 90210. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Michael Moore. Blanchett busies himself with Milhughes at first base. What do you think here, pal? Fastball inside?
Yeah, I think he'll probably go fastball inside. They've been successful with that pitch.
Here's the payoff. Off speed, lifted to right field. Kabab got a good jump on the ball, makes the catch for out number 2. Milhughes retreats to first base.
Of course, that was a changeup outside. I mean, what is it, the
Opposite?
Antithesis?
I like it. Here's Ryan McGuire, the first baseman. Second team All-America following last season. Tying run at the plate for UCLA here in the top of the 5th inning. McGuire is 1 for 2. 1 ball and no strikes. Only Sean Wills and David Ravitz have not been able to get base hits for UCLA, although Wills has an RBI ground ball. That's lifted over the roof. No, on the roof.
Number 8. That's number 8.
We go back to the temptations again.
Okay.
Expect temptations. The first temptation is expect temptation when you go to a sporting event. Because in order to get to the sporting event, you have to walk past the hot dog stands, where people are standing in line eating things with cheese on it.
Remember the old stadium, old Honolulu Stadium? You had to walk by, when you went to the first base side, you had to walk by and smell that Simon.
Yes.
Best Simon in the world. Must have been the water.
That ball is a drive deep to center field, and this ball has enough on it to hit off, I believe, the scoreboard, and that is a home run. That is a home run. What a shot by Ryan McGuire. And this game is tied at 8.
What a bomb. An absolute bomb. We've seen a couple now, last week and now this week.
We have to change our assessment, as you can just see the ball dropping, and then hitting off the scoreboard right below the number 5. The batter is Kubinski, and he mashes it foul wide of first. We are in the top half of the 5th inning. Both teams have 8 runs. Both teams have 10 hits. We have to change what we're saying about this place. It's not supposed to have home runs like that. This is becoming a launching pad. It's amazing. One ball and 1 strike to Kubinski.
Well, that's us. See 2 home runs, and all of a sudden it's a launching pad, right?
Yes. Ground ball hit off the handle meekly to Duggar.
You hate putting regular into something so special. So we at 76 created our 89 octane unleaded, a mid-grade gasoline, 2 octanes higher than regular, to help your beauty run better, longer, at a lower cost than premium. 89 octane unleaded at 76, where you find people who care about cars.
This KHNL sports presentation is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers, who remind you friends know when to say when.
This has become a contest of hitting prowess and muscle. An 8-8 tie as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. 8 runs on 10 hits for Hawaii. 8 runs on 10 hits for UCLA. Chris Duggar will lead it off. Duggar with 2 doubles and 2 runs batted in. Takes a strike from the left-hander Dave Stahl in relief of starter Gary Adcock here in the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch. That ball is hit to right field. Wills looking up into the Manoa Knights, and he makes the catch. So 1 out here in the 5th inning, and the batter will be Randy Vollmer. Vollmer has walked, reached on an error, and scored a run. Bottom half of the 5th. An 8-8 tie. 3 home runs have been hit in this game. 2 by UCLA, 1 by the Rainbows. Craven hitting it for the Rainbows, and for UCLA, the home run off the bat of Matt Schwenke in the 4th and Ryan McGuire in the 5th. For McGuire was a 2-run home run. On 1 pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike to Randy Vollmer.
Well, this kid Stoll is not afraid to throw that breaking ball. That's 2 in a row now to Vollmer. 1 for a ball, 1 for a strike. He's got a good break to it.
1-1 pitch. That's launched up on the roof. Go back to the temptations again. You must quicken your pace when you walk by a bakery. Every bakery that you see, you must walk faster. You cannot walk past a bakery with the same pace that you do, say, walking past a service station or a lawyer's office.
That's true, and I think the same holds true for a pizza parlor.
Oh, yes, pizza parlor. Pizza parlor, what did they do to the pizza? What did they do? They bake it. Thank you. Thank you. 2-2. That's hit to right field. Starting backwards, Wills. Now he comes in and makes the catch for out number 2. So Vollmer is retired, and the batter will be Rob Williams. The question, though, becomes on temptation. Do you walk past a bakery? Do you quicken your step?
Why walk past it at all?
Well, no. If you have to go somewhere. Yeah. Say you have a bad parking space. Remember, that's one of the tips.
Yeah.
And you're walking to work, and there's a bakery in between. I have a difficult time quickening my pace past a bakery because you got to look in the window.
Well, considering that now, instead of walking past it, now you walk around everything.
Maybe
that's
cross the street,
right?
and go to the other side.
It's even better for you. Walk around everything and get more exercise, right?
Rob Williams, a 1-hopper that's trapped by McGuire. Underhand, so the pitcher Stall in time, and the Rainbows go in order in the bottom half of the 5th inning. All the smells that come out of a bakery, though. 8-8 after 5. Man to take over for Billy Blanchette. Ferreira making his 2nd appearance of the season. Ferreira pitched 1 1/3 innings Last Sunday against Arizona, gave up no runs on 4 hits and struck out 1. So Pereira from Lahaina, Maui comes in, and he will face Sean Wills, the right fielder, Matt Schwenke, the catcher, and David Ravitz, the third baseman for UCLA.
Well, we saw Wills play 2 years ago here as a freshman. He was drafted 3 times out of high school. He was drafted by the Astros in the 43rd round. Then after his sophomore year, I'm sorry, it was 88 by the Rangers. Okay, that's the first time he was drafted. And then 89. And then 91 is drafted the 12th round by the Expos. Now that means that in the second one that he was of age by that time. Old enough, 21, right?
So he's been drafted 3 times.
Not many guys can say that.
0-2 pitch by Pereira. Ground ball, high chopper, waiting for it is Craven. Plays it at the bill of his cap. Throws to Duggar, who stumbles a bit but holds on. So Wills is retired. One of only 2 players on UCLA who does not have a base hit in this game.
Now, Craven really has to hurry because Wills can get down the line, and I said earlier 4.1. Look how close he is. That ball wasn't a slow hit ball by any means.
Here's Matt Schwenke, who doubled to center field in the 3rd inning and hit a solo home run in the 4th. Now, the last time both of these teams met was during a 3-game series here at Rainbow Stadium in February of 1990, and the Bruins took 2 of 3. Brady Pereira started the opener and didn't figure in the decision. He went 7 innings, giving up only 1 hit and 1 run. He was lifted in the 8th after walking the leadoff batter. Laban Largusa, who relieved Pereira, was charged with the loss as the Bruins were able to win that game 3-2. So Pereira is back here against UCLA in 92.
Well, Schwenke now is batting left-handed, and he's not listed in the program as a switch hitter, so maybe they're just recently starting this.
2-0 pitch. That's a strike in the count, 2-1. So Pereira relieving Bill Blanchette. Blanchette pitched 5 rocky innings, gave up 8 runs on 10 hits, and struck out 3. That ball hit to left. In a hurry is Rogers. He will not be able to get to it. Question is now whether it's extra bases. Schwenke makes the turn and holds. Rogers able to get to the ball, and Vollmer will run it into the infield. That's the 11th hit for UCLA. First hit off of Pereira.
And the 3rd one by Schwenke. He doesn't come around with the bat, ball on the inside part of the plate. So he's got a single, a double, and a home run. Looking for the cycle. The tough one is, well, no, the second toughest one is next. Would you say second? Triple? Would you say triple's harder to get? Not at this park, though, huh?
Well, at this park, we've changed the definition. The home run is easy. David Ravitz, the 3rd baseman, takes a strike 0-1. Rainbows come into double play depth now here in the 6th inning.
You know, I want to say hello to the people in Lahaina. Thank you for having me up there last Tuesday. And my family up there in Lahaina. And Brady Pereira, I met his brother. Charlie Pereira. I met his brother there, yeah.
Runner was going, and the pitch hit foul. Count 0-2. Pereira pitched last Sunday, but he pitched as if he was vitamin deficient. He just didn't look like the Brady Pereira that we're used to. Tonight, he looks more in tune. He looks like he's ready to throw.
He also looks like he's changed his delivery. Front foot looks a little bit more compact than it usually does. He usually has kind of a big swinging lead leg, left foot. Now it's a little more compact.
0-2 pitch. That's slapped to right field. Literally slapped to right. Moving up to second is Schwenke. And Ravitz gets on with his first hit. He is 1 for 3. Second hit off of Pereira. 12th hit of the game for UCLA. So Schwenke is at second. Ravitz at first. We go to the top of the order to David Roberts. Batting for the 4th time in this game here in the 6th inning. Called out on strikes in the first, infield single in the third, and a comebacker in the fifth inning. So Pereira, the right-hander, delivers high, 1 ball and no strikes. Rainbows, by the way, are ahead of their record pace of 1991 in attendance. Rainbows drew 143,027 last season. And in the first series against Arizona, they drew 13,144. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A bouncer charging is Williams. His only play will be to first, and there's 2 down. Moving to third is Schwenke. And to second is Rabbits. We are tied at 8. Rainbows have 8 runs on 10 hits. The Bruins 8 runs on 12 hits. And the batter will be Robert Hines. Hines is 2 for 3. A 2-run triple in the third. A single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the fifth inning. Pitch by Pereira. That's over on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. So they're really set up for Hines here. 1-1. Pereira coming into this season off a marvelous performance in the regionals in which he pitched the game that eliminated USC on their home field in the West Run Regional in Los Angeles. Good save by Harrison. 2-1.
Very good save now for a guy that hasn't caught that much. Pretty impressive play right there by Kenny Harrison to get out and block the ball. Now the key to this, of course, is moving your feet. Kenny didn't exactly move his feet. He just kind of collapsed on the ball.
2-1 pitch. That runs away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2. Hines didn't really like that call. I thought the ball was outside, but plate umpire said it caught the corner. Ground ball. Poaching is Craven. It goes off his glove, dribbles into center field, and 2-run score. It is 10-8 UCLA. A very meek ground ball to Vollmer. Vollmer doesn't even want to look at Craven. He's not even looking at Craven. Craven tried to poach and gum things up here as he poked it into center field.
Now, third basemen are taught when they can cut the ball off like that to the left. That's what they should do, especially when they've got a runner like Hines. But he just got the glove up a little too late. Didn't come up with the play.
Here's Milhughes. So UCLA has battled back twice in this game. From a 4-0 deficit, and then from 8-5, they now lead 10-8. Pitch by Pereira, throw to second base on the other side of the bag, and the tag is applied late. Stolen base for Hines. Second stolen base of the game. So the Bruins have played the smarter baseball tonight.
Well, what you have to do with an inexperienced catcher, and I'm sure the Bulls have done this, is to get the full gear on him and just keep letting him throw to second base. And it's very tough in a game situation because you never know whether you're going to get the opportunity. But you put guys at first and just keep stealing them one after another with the catcher in full gear and let him throw.
Milhughes tried to steer that ball past Craven at third, foul. And the count 0-2. So Pereira, who should have been out of this inning, trying to end it right here without any further damage. Rainbows trail by 2, 10-8. Now, one of the Rainbow strengths going in to this season was their pitching staff. Blanchett was roughed up over 5 innings. That ball comes right back at us. And the count remains 0-2. Blanchett giving up 8 runs on 10 hits. That's not exactly great pitching. Levon Largusa is scheduled to pitch tomorrow afternoon. Levon pitched many pitches last week. Working on his control. He's got to have some big outings if the Rainbows are going to succeed this season. Scheduled to pitch the 2 o'clock game tomorrow. 0-2 to Milhughes. That pitch inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You like high-scoring games? This is the game for you. The 1-2 pitch, lifted in foul territory. That will fall into the first row. It is misplayed into the blue section, and the fans are unmerciful here. Fan says, "Wait, raining baseball."
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd tonight, eh? They come with very high standards. Some crowds don't. Some crowds, they just come in and go, oh, so. I think those are the Sunday crowd. They're very mellow. 1-2 pitch. That's up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Pereira tried to finesse that off-speed pitch. Past Adam Milhughes. So the UCLA shortstop waits, and the 2-2. Foul tipped out of the glove of Harrison. Milhughes still alive. And the count holds 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the top half of the 6th inning. 10-8 UCLA. It's been a give and take game. So Brady Pereira set at the waistband, and the 2-2. That's fouled away. Milhughes hanging tough. Now we'll come back onto the playing field. Boy, the people in the orange section tonight, they're E2. That's the second error. Two and 2 to Milhughes. Ball 3.
A good at bat for Milhughes now. Again, batting. He's another one batting left-handed switch hitter. He was 0-2. Nice work, Pereira, to a full count.
Here's the payoff. Fly ball deep to right field. Kebab going back, turns, and makes the catch. 2-run score on 2 base hits, aided by 1 error and 1 man left on. And after 5.5, it is 10-8 UCLA. Mentioning about 143,027 last year. That's an average of 28.04. So far this season, 13,144 have come into the park, not counting tonight. 3,286 in average, even better than last year. Budweiser reminds you to know when to say when. Eric Evans leads it off in the bottom of the 6th inning and takes a strike from Dave Stahl. Stahl has come in replace of Gary Adcock. And in the 1 1/3 innings, he has been able to stifle the Rainbows. He's retired 4 in a row. So the left-hander working here against the top of the order. Evans, the center fielder, Craven, the third baseman, and Kebab, the right fielder. There's a base hit. It's ripped up the middle into center field. Second hit of the game for Evans. And the first hit off of Stahl. It is also the 11th hit for the Rainbows.
And this is what they're looking for in a leadoff hitter. You see Evans stayed back nicely, kept his hands back on that, stroking the single nicely to center field.
So the tying run comes to the plate in Scott Craven. And Craven, no doubt, thinking he's got some making up to do because of his 2-run error. Trying to poach in front of shortstop Vollmer. We're mentioning that Vollmer didn't want to look at him, right? But Scott Craven knows that if he would have been able to hold on to that ball, it would have been a tremendous play. Sometimes you must poach. Ball is swung on and missed. Runner goes to second. And Evans is there. And Craven, I thought perhaps fouled that away. Not so. He missed it. So Evans will move up to second base.
That's a wild pitch. Craven goes after this. Ball's in the dirt, curveball.
First wild pitch by Stoll, second wild pitch by UCLA pitching. And Scott Craven at the plate, 0-1. 10 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error for UCLA. 8 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for the Rainbows. If this were a war, it'd be carnage. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Craven bunts it right back to the pitcher. He will go to first, backhanded nicely by Ryan McGuire. Moving up to third is Evans. So the sacrifice works.
Well, Craven almost got hit by that. The ball comes in on him. Nice fielding play by Stoll. Almost made the bad throw.
Here's Harold Kabab trying to pick up Eric Evans at third base. Kabab 2 for 3 with an RBI in the 4th inning. That ball hit to the gap, over to cut it off is Wills. And that will be an RBI single for Harold Kabab. His 2nd of the game, his 5th of the year. That's the 12th hit for the Rainbows and the 9th run.
Now you see Kabab with the high leg kick, but he keeps everything back. He's able to hit the ball where it's pitched. Now his power alleys have traditionally been left and right center.
Here's Sean Rogers, doubled in the 1st inning, lined to the first baseman McGuire in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. Runner going. Great jump by Kabab. He's there. Excellent jump by Harold Kabab. Kabab with a stolen base. He is now 2 for 2 on the year.
As Jim said, he got a good jump. Now the throw wasn't exactly a good throw for the catcher Schwenke to handle. Still gets the ball there in about a little over 2.1 seconds. Not a bad time, but Kabab swipes the bag.
1 ball and no strikes to Rogers. Tying run now in scoring position for the Rainbows with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch to the plate, off speed, outside and low, and it's 2-0. I'd like to remind you about Marion's Catering. Now here's a business that's been serving Hawaii since 1942. They're in their 50th year. They specialize in Japanese and other international and Hawaiian foods. Find out why Marion's Catering is #1 with so many of Hawaii's residents. Call them at 621-6758. 3-0 the count to Sean Rogers. Bill Craig and Jeff Hale are throwing in the bullpen. 2 right-handers for UCLA. There you see them. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's ball 4. That gets away from Schwenke. Moving up the 3rd is Kabab. Second wild pitch by Stoll.
Well, when you rely heavily on your curveball, this is what can happen to you. I mean, how many times has he thrown that pitch and it's been low, and a couple times it's been in the dirt?
So Schwenke out to talk to Stoll. Runners at 1st and 3rd. 1 out. Les Murakami talking to Kevin Curtis. Ron Nomura, the first base coach, having a slight, short conversation with Sean Rogers. In the meantime, Robin Dreisler, the pitching coach, will slowly meander out to the mound. Crowd getting on UCLA a bit because they want to give those pitchers in the bullpen time to get warm. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 10 for UCLA, 9 for the Rainbows, and the Rainbows have the tying run 90 feet away. We will have a pitching change. We'll take this break. California comes in to pitch for UCLA here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and he steps into trouble with Harold Kabab representing the tying run at third base and Sean Rogers the go-ahead run at first base and 1 out. Hale last year was used in relief and as a spot starter for the Bruins. He led the Bruins in appearances with 21. Played summer baseball for the Irvine Angels. Here's Kevin Curtis. First pitch, hard hit ground ball fair into the left field corner. Kabab will score. Rogers on his way to third. Roberts, the left fielder, playing it in the corner. Coming around third is Rogers. He will score. And the Rainbows lead 11-10. What a game. A 2-run double for Kevin Curtis, and that was right inside the chalk.
Curtis wastes no time at all. No time at all. Gets up there and greets the new pitcher, Jeffrey Hale, with that screamer just inside the bag. A sidewinder guy Hale is, but he hangs the ball up in the inside part of the plate, just in the sweet hitting zone of Kevin Curtis.
Rainbows now have 13 hits. Here's Kenny Harrison trying to pick up Curtis at second base. The Rainbows have come roaring back. They lead 11-10. A bunt to the third base side. Barehanded by the pitcher. The throw to first is in time. Close call, but a correct one by Greg Poole at first base. Moving to third on the play is Curtis. 2 outs, and the batter is Chris Duggar. He is 2 for 3.
Well, good idea by Kenny Harrison now. And I actually thought he was out too. A good pickup by Hale and a throw, but I think he had him. See? Then the hand gets in there. Good call by Poole.
Close call at first, but I think a good call. Here's Duggar. Rainbows lead 11-10. It has been this and that the whole game long. Rainbows led 4-0, 4-2. UCLA then led 5-4. Rainbows led 8-5. UCLA came back to lead 10-8. Now the Rainbows lead 11-10. Pitch to Duggar. Strike 2. Duggar, a 2-run double in the first inning. He then doubled to left in the 4th. In the 5th, he flied out to Sean Wills in right field. 2 for 3. The 0-2 pitch. 1-2 the count. Curtis at third base. Curtis with a 2-run double in this inning. The scoreboard looks like a Charlie Brown scoreboard.
25 hits, 21 runs. A real pitcher's duel.
And it is not over. Jeffrey Hale's 1-2 pitch, and that hits Duggar.
All at bat, Chris Duggar has been doing that on an inside pitch. He almost got hit a couple of times. He leans into the pitch. And on this one, he actually takes it.
And that's way inside.
That's right. No, I mean, he was rightfully hit then. I mean, he did the right thing by turning. And he should have been hit. I mean, the ball was right at him. Either a split finger or a changeup or something.
Here's Randy Vollmer. Vollmer has scored a run. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. That's a strike over the outside corner. We're in the bottom half of the 6th. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and the Rainbows have seized the lead. Vollmer turning into that pitch also. UCLA team bus has just shown up to take them back to their hotel. Little does he know we're in the 6th inning.
What time should I pick you up, Coach? Oh, about 2.5 hours. Wrong.
The 2-1 pitch. That's low, 3-1. So Hale potentially one pitch away now from loading the bases here in the 6th inning. Curtis at third, Duggar at first. Ballmer back in, ahead on the count, 3-1. That's ball 4. So for the 3rd time in this game, the Rainbows will send 10 men to the plate in an inning. They did it in the 1st, they did it in the 4th, and they have done it here in the 6th. And we will have another visit. So Dreisler will come out. Williams is the scheduled hitter. And we will have a pitching change. So while UCLA makes yet another pitching change, we will take yet another break. 6th inning. He is the 3rd pitcher to appear here in the 6th inning. It started with Dave Stahl, then Jeff Hale, and now Bill Craig. Craig is the junior out of Huntington, West Virginia. In fact, last year he pitched for Marshall University. He was the Southern Conference Pitcher of the Week in March 1991 when he had 19 strikeouts and a 0.00 earned run average. He led Marshall University in wins, strikeouts, and innings pitched. Now he is pitching for UCLA in 1992. So Craig comes in to face Rob Williams with the bases loaded. Curtis at third, Duggar at second, and Ballmer at first. Williams is the 9th Rainbow to come to the plate here in the 6th. 11-10. All of the base runners, Curtis, Duggar, and Ballmer, are the responsibility of Hale. Williams, big swing, just got a piece. Your car is your star player. To help keep it performing its best for your trip around the bases, try high-quality Chevron gasolines with the cleansing power of Techroline. We'd also like to remind you that a player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's game. GTE Hawaiian Tel will go beyond the call and contribute to the general scholarship funds of the University of Hawaii. Another right-hander begins to throw in the bullpen for UCLA. So Craig comes set at the belt. The 0-2 pitch, a ground ball up the middle, but there is Milhughes. The shortstop steps on second for the force, and the inning is over. The Rainbows, however, come back, and they score 3 runs on 3 base hits. They lead 3. And at the end of 6, it's 11-10 Rainbows. 21 runs, 25 base hits, 2 errors. Tyler Sheff has come on to catch for the Rainbows. Michael Moore will step in against Brady Pereira. Pereira trying to protect a 1-run lead. 11 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Rainbows. 10 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error for UCLA. Now, Sheff is in the game because Harrison has developed a bone bruise on his catching hand. So Harrison has been lifted. Good pitch by Pereira that time. 0-2. We're in the top half of the 7th inning, and it has been a game to remember. I mean, it has had a little bit of everything.
It's been fun.
It has. Here's the 0-2 pitch by Brady Pereira. Fastball, got him. First strikeout registered by Brady Pereira since he came on to pitch in the 6th inning.
And obviously Tyler Sheff has been in the dugout and watching what has transpired so far. Michael Moore has not offered at anything on the inside corner.
So 1 out in the 7th, and the batter is Ryan McGuire, who the last time he was up launched one that hit the scoreboard for a home run. A 2-run home run. Takes a strike over the outside corner by Pereira. I mean, we start almost every broadcast by saying how impossible it is to hit a home run. It's such a rarity. And we've had 3 home runs in this game. They have been leaping out of here. That's strike 2. No, it's not. It looked good to me. I rung it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pereira reading Shep. Here's the 1-1 pitch to McGuire. This gets a piece, 1-2.
You know, I actually didn't see where that pitch was. I was looking at the batter and his hands and how he's moving his hands back when he hits. And so, thought it was a strike, huh, big guy?
Oh, I thought it was. But I'm way up here. 1-2 pitch. That ball is tattooed to left, but foul. You know, when it comes to baseball, Westport is the #1 source for the best in equipment and uniforms. Nobody knows uniforms like Westport knows uniforms. From undershirts and socks to custom special order requests, Westport has the answers and the ability to get the job done. They're open 7 days a week. Westport in Waipahu and now in Kalihi. A high fly ball to short left center field. Evans comes over in front of Rogers and makes the catch. Two outs in the 7th. Tim Kubinski, the batter. Run scoring triple in the 4th inning. Pitch to him and runs inside. One and oh. Pereira working here in the top half of the 7th. Kubinski wanted to hit that ball
to the moon, maybe.
Yeah. He wanted to go up and see what the moon was all about tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's got a piece. Pereira seems to be pitching with much more, not only confidence, but with exuberance right now.
Yes, a lot of enthusiasm. We've commented over the years that the longer he pitches here, the more poise and maturity he shows. It sure looks like he wants to be out there tonight. There have been times that you and I both commented that he doesn't appear to want to be out there. But look at him, and he's moving around the mound. He's working quickly. I think he's having some fun.
I think he's enjoying it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. 11-10 Rainbows. And time call for the moment. Kubinski will step out. Kubinski, the designated hitter, hit into a 4-6-3 double play. And another timeout called. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the 2nd inning, and then that RBI triple in the 4th. Grounded unassisted to Duggar. Blanchette started this game through 85 pitches. Swung on and missed. Pereira strikes 2 of the 3 batters to face him. 11-10 Rainbows as we move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Charlie Brown kind of game. I mean, Charlie Brown and Linus and Lucy, that's the kind of game that they would play. 11-10. Rainbows and UCLA really tied up into an exciting one here. Eric Evans, the leadoff man, leads it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning against Bill Craig, who relieved Jeff Hale, who relieved Dave Stoll, who relieved Gary Adcock. 0-2 the count. And Evans did not like the call. You see Harrison with the bone bruise on the hand. The 0-2 pitch is down low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Rainbow Wahines in basketball winning tonight 99-80 over San Jose State. So the winning trends continue for Hawaii.
Do you remember getting a bone bruise when you were a youngster or in high school? Do you remember getting one when you were catching?
I've had a bone bruise all my life.
Do you recall how your coach or maybe even dad told you how to get rid of it?
No.
You don't?
No.
It was very painful.
2-2 pitch. Evans waving at the ball, just pinged it a little bit.
They said to get a pencil put it between your hands, palms, and just rub. Yes, yes. It just, you rub a pencil up and down your palms.
And that would get rid of the fungus.
No, it wouldn't get rid of it. What it would do is make it so you get your hands tougher.
That time, Evans swings and misses for the strikeouts. And there's one down here in the 7th inning. First strikeout by Bill Craig since he came in relief in the 6th inning. And the batter is Scott Craven. Rainbows had scored 4 in the 1st, 4 in the 4th, 3 in the 6th. UCLA with 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Craven with a home run in this game in the 1st inning. There's a strike. 0-2. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Jim Leahy along with Pal Eldridge and our famous KHNL crew here, bringing you all of the action live from Rainbow Stadium tonight. Rainbow Stadium, judged by Baseball America, is the #1 college baseball stadium in the nation for ambiance, and I guess for good people just to come and watch a game. Good food. Craven swings and misses. And strikeout number 2 for Craig. Strikeout number 2 in this inning. And the batter will be Harold Cabet. Remember what I said about temptation?
Yes, and I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed that you passed it over to me.
John Viella came in, right? John Viella came in with goodies from his mother baked on Maui.
Right.
You see what I mean about temptation?
Well, I noticed you withheld, though. You passed it my way.
But you see, you immediately feel guilty about it.
I don't feel guilty about it. I put it in the back.
But it's from John Viella's family.
Yes. We thank them very much for it, of course.
The 0-1 pitch to Cabad. He fouled this one back. Now, you talk about exuberance and having fun. Craig, all of a sudden, has come on for UCLA. He's been able to strike out Evans and Craven, and he has an 0-2 count on Harold Cabad. We're in the 7th. Here's the 0-2. That's way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rainbow basketball team tomorrow night plays Brigham Young. Basketball team is no doubt driving Coach Riley Wallace crazy. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Craig strikes out the side. Gets Evans, Craven, and Cabab. And after 7, the Rainbows lead UCLA 11-10. Well, the rain comes in. Wildlight Country Club. The scores they have amazed me year after year how they can shoot that good there. So if you like high scoring, or low scoring, I guess, it would be the Hawaiian Open tomorrow and again on Sunday. Sean Wills leads it off for UCLA in the 8th inning, and the first pitch is low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 11 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Rainbows of Hawaii. 10 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error for UCLA. The Rainbows with a home run by Craven. UCLA with home runs by Schwenke and McGuire. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Wills is the only starter that has not gotten a hit so far for UCLA.
He has driven in a run on an RBI ground ball in the 4th inning. Wills, the right fielder, then Schwenke, the catcher, and Ravitz, the 3rd baseman. 7th, 8th, and 9th. Batsman in the order for UCLA, 1 and 2. Good pitch by Pereira. This is the old Brady. This is the Brady back at the West 1 Regional in Los Angeles. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Brady Pereira.
And the 3rd out of the last 4 batters. The pitch is up in the zone. He throws it by him.
Here's Brady's reaction. So he's no doubt feeling it. Here's Schwenke, who is 3 for 3. A double in the third, a home run in the fourth, a single in the sixth. And he has scored 3 runs. Count to him 0-1.
Well, there was a rumor circulating that Brady Pereira wasn't going to be throwing his cut fastball, but that looked to be one. I'd seen him throw it before, so maybe the rumor was nothing.
Little looper, that's a fair ball. Over to cut it off is Rogers, the left fielder. Schwenke is 4 for 4. That time he was able to fight that fastball by Pereira and steer it to left for the base hit. So the UCLA catcher has been perfect at the plate tonight.
The second time now, he hasn't gotten the bat around on an inside pitch, but he was able to get his fourth base hit to left field.
So Schwenke has been removed from the lineup. Perfect night. A double, a home run, and 2 singles. And he has scored 3 runs. So in to run for him is John Myro. Myro, the pinch runner at first base. David Ravitz, the third baseman, 1 for 3, singled to right field in the 6th inning and has scored a run. We're in the 8th. Swung on and missed. Throw to second base by Sheff. And saving the ball from going into center field was Williams. Well, something didn't work out that time.
And
as Sheff came up, but his infielders really didn't react.
Well, watch Myro. He gets a horrid jump at first base. It's just that Tyler Sheff got the transfer all mixed up. The ball was outside high. So it worked out for UCLA, but it could have been the other way around if Sheff made a good throw.
Myro at second. Pitch is swung on and missed by Ravitz. And the count 0-2. So the tying run for UCLA at second here in the 8th inning. Rainbows lead 11-10. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball to left, and this is deep. Going back is Rogers, and he makes the catch over his shoulder for out number 2. Retreating to second base is Myro. Boy, that had tying run written all over it when it left the bat. But Rogers just simply would not give up on the ball.
Good contact by Ravitz, but the ball hangs up enough for Rogers to get under that. Nice running grab.
And now the leadoff batter, David Roberts, top of the order, the left fielder, called out on strikes, singled to deep short. He has grounded out twice, once to the pitcher, at that time Blanchette, and once to the second baseman Williams. Swings and misses, 0-1. So despite the fact that the game has been a knockdown, drag-out affair, it's been a hitter's brawl, it is a close game. 11-10. And Pereira trying to get out of it here in the 8th. That's a strike. Excellent third ball. 0-2. So Roberts, who started us off tonight with a tremendous catch on the restraining wall in foul territory in the first inning. And that hit him. That ball just ran in and hit him. So Roberts is at first. He represents the go-ahead run.
You know, I think the idea was good that Brady had to throw the ball a little harder 0-2. But I think he held on to the ball a little too long to make it go inside to hit the leadoff hitter, Roberts, leadoff hitter in the order, I mean.
Robert Hines, the second baseman, 2 for 4. Pitch to him. That's low. 1 ball and no strikes. They checked to see whether he went around, and Greg Poole said no. So 1-0, 2 down. Tying run at second. Top half of the 8th inning. 11 for the Rainbows, 10 for the Bruins. Both teams have 13 hits. Foul to the screen, 1-1. So high drama riding on every pitch now as Les Murakami looks on from the Rainbow dugout. Brady Pereira was taken out of the starting rotation. And quite naturally, he was upset by that, trying to pitch his way back on. Largusa tomorrow, Scott Carl scheduled to go on Sunday. Hines, a tough hitter. A 1-1 pitch. That's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two outs. Rainbow infield drawn in a bit. That's foul to the net, and the count 2-2. So the crowd can feel the tension here in the 8th inning. Both of these teams really deserve to win this game. For both of these teams have battled back. Right now the Rainbows hold sway. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to Fulmer. Backhand. The long throw. Gets him. What a stretch by Duggar. So UCLA does not score. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still 11-10. Both now for UCLA in place of Matt Schwenke. So Chris behind the plate. Leading off for the Rainbows in the bottom of the 8th, Sean Rogers, the left fielder. First pitch by Bill Craig, who is the 4th UCLA pitcher in this game. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Rogers 1 for 3. 3,643 in the park tonight. It's not a bad crowd for a stadium that holds 4,312. Some corporate seats have not been filled again tonight. The 1-1 pitch lifted to the red section, and it stays there. Able to surround that foul ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rogers. The left fielder, Kevin Curtis, the designated hitter, and then Tyler Sheff, the catcher, here in the 8th. Tomorrow, remember, a 2 o'clock start time in the afternoon. That ball nubbed to the third baseman. Ravitz gloves and throws him out. So Rogers is retired, and the batter will be Kevin Curtis. In the 6th inning, he hit a 2-run double to left. Just hugged the chalk on its way into the left field corner. Curtis 2 for 3 with a walk. He has scored a run. Craig ready to work on the first pitch. Inside. We were mentioning in the budget keys to the game that the Rainbows had to have certain amounts of base hits and things like that. Everything has erupted in this game. 11 for the Rainbows, 10 for the Bruins of UCLA. 1-0 pitch. Curtis checks a swing but takes a strike. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Good off speed. 1-2. So Curtis back in here in the 8th inning. One-two pitch to him that catches the outside corner. So another strikeout for Bill Craig. He has struck out to 4 of the last 5 Rainbows to face him.
Well, he's changing his speeds enough. He throws 82 miles an hour, so, and he's hitting his corners, hitting his spots.
Here's Tyler Sheff, batting 100, 1 for 10 on the season with a double. And he takes a strike. 2 outs, bottom half of the 8th inning. Looking ahead to the 9th for UCLA. It will be the 4th, 5th, rather the 3rd, 4th, and 5th hitters in the lineup against Brady Pereira. Rainbows would love to get an insurance run here. 1 ball, 1 strike. The way UCLA has come back in this game. Came back from a 4-run deficit, 3-run deficit. Now they trail by only 1. Sheff beats that ball to death at the plate.
Well, the first 2 pitches. First pitch was a fastball in the outside corner, then was either a curveball or a split finger. It was kind of hard to tell. And then he jams him with a fastball. Sheff not able to extend his hands. And see that man on the left there?
Yes.
That's Glenn Mickens. We've mentioned him many times. Former UCLA baseball coach, played for the Dodgers in the 50s, lives on the island of Kauai, and has come over here to see his old team. Yep, and he is just a wonderful guy. And he was just elected to the UCLA Hall of Fame.
Baseball Hall of Fame, you're right. 2-2 pitch. And in talking to him, as the count goes full, in talking to him, he said, you know, I'm in the hall with Jackie Robinson.
My idol. This is my idol. That's great when the guy does. I mean, he's a real baseball person.
Total attendance for 1992, 16,787. That's way ahead of last year. They had 12,507 after 4 dates last year. So Tyler Sheff works a walk from Craig, and the batter will be Chris Duggar. And we'll say it again. Duggar is one of those players who does things that you really don't expect Duggar to do, but he's always there. He's always doing the right thing.
Well, when you take apart his physical ability, you know, doesn't run exceptionally well, doesn't have that great arm, but, you know, he reminds me a lot of a player that the Rainbows used to have years ago, Kimo Perkins. Same type of player. You know, Kimo could have played any position. He even caught for him a little bit. You know, he took apart the physical ability. It wasn't exceptional, but put it together in one package. And boy, I'll tell you, those guys, Kimo could play. So can this guy.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a strike on the corner. 1-1. Duggar with 2 doubles in this game, and he has driven in 2 runs. He has 5 runs batted in on the season. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs with a runner at first base. Bottom of the 8th inning. Count 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That ball launched to right field. Wills going back, still going back, and makes the catch right in front of the warning track. So he was able to fight that ball all the way in the lights. So the Rainbows do not score in the bottom half of the 8th. We go to the 9th. 11-10. Rainbows. In place of Sean Rogers. So the outfield now, Fujitani in left, Evans in center, and Kebab in right. The top half of the 9th inning, Adam Milhughes, the UCLA shortstop. 1 for 4, and he has driven in a run. 11-10 Rainbows here as we start the 9th. Brady Pereira's first pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And this is the guy Brady really wants to get. You want to get the lead out in a close game.
The 1-0 pitch to Milhughes. Line shot caught by Duggar.
Well, something happened at home plate. I don't know whether it was a broken bat Yeah, I think the cap fell off the front of the bat. You know, the black cap that covers the top, it just flies right out of there.
Melhuse really ripped that ball, but Duggar with the leaping grab. One down. Here's Michael Moore. Moore has struck out twice, but he has singled and flied out. He's also scored a run. Good off-speed pitch by Pereira. 0-1.
A real intelligent lead pitch by Brady Pereira. A nice call by Tyler Sheff. I mean, Michael Moore's up there. He's going to be trying to go long ball.
We're mentioning Ryan Fujitani in left field. He's been brought up from the JV along with Franz Ewan. So Ewan also on the varsity now. The 1-1 pitch to Moore. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Crowd roaring on every pitch now by Brady Pereira. Pereira trying to break through here for his first win of the season. Got him.
Well, you just take a look at Brady. He senses it now. He's pumped up, fired up, ready for that last batter, or he hopes.
He challenged them with the high fastball. Here's Ryan McGuire, a 2-run home run back in the 5th inning off the scoreboard as he settles in with 2 outs in the 9th inning. 11-10 Rainbows. What a game. Did he go around? They say yes. That's a strike. 0-1. Pitch was in the dirt. McGuire, they say, offered. So McGuire has already proved that he can more than test the limits of this ballpark. And that is saying something. The 0-1 pitch. Line shot caught. The game is over. Williams, the second baseman, ends it. And the Rainbows hold on to defeat UCLA in a game that resembled a war. 11-10 the final, and the Rainbows are now 3-1 on the season and 1-0 in the series. And Brady Pereira is back.